Kakadosh Boker Tov, Masechet Yevamot Daf 117a1. Says the Mishnah. We're just going to start on the Mishnah just so that way we get back into it again. The Mishnah says that Shammai only, but Shammai says that if a woman testifies that her husband died, Tinaseh v'titol ketubata, she is permitted to get married, and she also gets her ketubah. Bet Hillel says Tinaseh v'lo titol ketubata. No, she's permitted to get married, but she's not permitted to get the ketubah because the rabbis only believed her to get married to do the isur, but not to do with mammon, not to do with money. So says Amrullah, Bet Shammai says Bet Shammai, hitartem erva chamura velo nativ mammon akal. He says, I don't understand you. Erva is the chi chamur, right? Immoral relations. You're permitting her to get married to another man. That's erva. You permitted that, and you're not going to permit her to take money, which is so nothing, which is so kal. Amrullah and Bet Hillel says Bet Hillel, we found the furash that even after we came and we believe that a woman is permitted to go get married because she went and she said that her husband died, even so, the brothers are not allowed to take Yerusha from the property. And you guys also do that. So you see from here, even though it's Mamon Akal, we don't believe it. Only to do with that vow, we are going to believe it. So Amrullah Bet Shammai says Bet Shammai, from the ketubah itself, we can learn it. Why? He writes, that she's going to get married to somebody else. You should take whatever's written in it. So you see that the shtara ketubah in itself is written that she's permitted to take the money from the ketubah. So v'chazru Bet Hillel leorot kedibir Bet Shammai. So Bet Hillel retracted and they passed it like Bet Shammai. Okay. Fine. Okay, let's go. Says the Gemara. So the Gemara just says, Amar Rav Chasta, says Rav Chasta, Nityavma. What happens right now if a woman was Nityavma? What does that mean? She did Yibum to the brother of, right, the husband, according to her calculation that the husband died, according to her edut, her testimony. So here the Yevamah does go, right, in her property. Right? That means he goes in the property according to her words. Okay? So says the Gemara, right? They are going to come and they are going to, right? They are going to come and they're going to be, they were doresh, right? The nusach of the ketubah, right? So anu lo nidros midrash Torah. 1 second. If they could come and they could be doresh in the nusach of the ketubah, we're not going to come and be doresh on the Torah. It says yakum al shem achi b'malachmana. Varekam. It says yakum al shem achi, and therefore, what does that mean? Kamu, right? Kima yibum. So therefore, you see from here, to the second that the brother comes and he does the yibum, which is yakum, so therefore he gets the properties. So therefore, varekam. Okay, that means just like by the ketubah, she's allowed to get married and take the ketubah. So to by the yibum, she does yibum and she goes back, right? And she's able to stay, right, with the husband, which means that, she goes back and he takes the ketubah, he takes the properties of the brother. This is the brother that just did the yibum. Okay? So Amar Rav Nachman, says Rav Nachman, Bat lebedin be'amra. Imagine right now, a person comes, he comes to the bedin, right? She comes to the bedin and she says, Met bali, right? The husband died. And now what happens? So he said that now what happens is that she's going to be permitted to get married. Yeah? One more time. The wife comes to the bedin and says, Met bali, itiruni lenaseh. So she comes and she says, the husband died, permit me to get married. So we permit her to get married and we give her the ketubah. Tenuli ketubati. However, though, what happens if she comes in and the first thing that she says is, give me the ketubah? The husband died, give me the ketubah. She doesn't say the husband died and, right, and what's it called, and she wants to get married again. The husband died and give me the ketubah. So says the Gemara, we don't let her even to get married. My tama, what's missing? Adaita the ketubah atay, because she only came for the ketubah. Meaning, we want to see what's in her mind. For her to come to the teen and say that the husband died, right, and therefore she wants to get married, is something normal, right? Why? Because at the end of the day, right, she wants to, you understand? She wants to get married again. What? She's not going to stay on Aguna for the rest of her life or an Almanah the rest of her life. So okay, that's normal. But if she comes to the teen and says, the husband died, give me the money, right? So then what do we say? Her mind is only in the money. Yeah, she has kids. So now they're going to ask the following question. Whatever she said both. One more time. If she says the husband died and I want to get married, we permit her to get married, we give her the ketubah. She says the husband died and she wants a ketubah, one, not even to get married. Now what happens? She said both. The husband died, permit me to get married and give me the ketubah. She said both. What's the halacha? Since she says the ketubah, that I think it's obviously she doesn't do the ketubah. Or Dilmar maybe call me whatever she has in Bedin, she has to say. So therefore, it's okay. She's at the end saying that she wants to get married. Now, if you're going to tell me, call me whatever she already has, she can say it in the Bedin. So what happens is the opposite. What happens if she switched it around? She said, first give me the ketubah, then let me get married. Right? What's halacha? Halacha for sure here, Adai to the ketubah, Atai, she's coming for the ketubah. Or Dilma maybe, she doesn't know what's permitting her. Take who we don't have an answer. But in the middle of the page. Hakol ne'emanin le'aida. Everybody is believed to testify about a woman that the husband died. Even another woman, even a slave, even Eved, even a shipra, even Ed, Mipi, Ed, which means one witness to another witness, to another witness. Chutz, except for 5 women, right? Except for 5 different women. Which the chazakah is that they hate, right, this woman. And therefore they're suspected to say that the husband died to mess her up. Who are these 5 women? Chamotah, the mother-in-law.
So his mother.
His mother. Yeah, the mother-in-law.
What is that going to do?
Very simple. The mother-in-law comes and says, your husband died. What happens? She comes, she gets married. All of a sudden, the husband comes back. She already had a child. They come and they say, hey, Gevere, yeah, Mrs. Right? The child's mom said, by the way, Mrs., you get divorced from both the men. Mrs., you lose the ketubah from both. You lose the clothing from both. You look. Yeah, that's hatred. So therefore, we don't believe them. So woman number 1 that hates this wife so much, mother-in-laws. Yeah, there's a lot of jokes, but we'll not save it for now for YouTube. Right? Number 2, bat chamotah. What's bat chamotah? Right? The sister-in-law, meaning the brother's wife. Also the same thing. Yeah? Yeah? Husband, sister. Yeah? He says also why? Because he says, why? Very, very simple. This woman is going to take away all my property. Why? Because when they're together, who takes everything? The boys. So now what happens? So she comes and says, this woman is now taking my inheritance. She feels that she's being taken away because this woman is taking my place now. So therefore, the same thing. It's bat chamotah. Number 3, sarata. It's obvious. The co-wife. Right? Also the same thing. The co-wife. Okay. Number 4, yivimta. Right? What does that mean? The Eshet Yevamot, which means Eshet Achibala, the sister-in-law, but the other way around. The sister-in-law meaning that his brother's wife, meaning his brother's wife. Yeah, not what? No, Yivimta is Eshet Achibala. No, this Eshet Yavam. Meaning that any one of them, they can be a No, but not. It's not literally that the guy died, but nobody died. It's Eshet Yivimto, which means if she would need to do Yibum, any of those wives of those people that has to be Yibum to her. So basically, the sister-in-laws from meaning the brother's wives, all her sister-in-laws, but not because it's the husband's sister, it's the husband's sister-in-laws also, because it's the husband's brother's wives. Capish? Okay. Ubat bala. right? The daughter of the husband. By the way, this is halakha said. This happens a lot of times. You don't know how many second marriages, right, have been destroyed. But when I say destroyed, it means kaddish, yeah, because of the children. And many times it's the daughter, right, of the husband, right, that all of a sudden, right, that what happens? They come and they cause, right, that there's a hatred, or they try. Why? Because what? This new wife is instead of the mother. Now the mother left. What do you want now? At least the father should be happy. No, they come and they cause. You understand? So ma ben mita, ma ben get lemita. What's the difference between get and mita? Why is it that these 5 women are believed to do with the get, which is sent from the husband to divorce, and to do with the mita that it's not believed? So he says shaktav mufchen, which means if one of these 5 women came with a get coming from the husband, so then she's believed, right? But if one of these 5 women come and testify that the husband died, they're not believed. Why? Because the get itself is good. Meaning the get is mochiach that they come and see the get. So it's a good get. So for what do I care now that it's one of these 5 women that brought it? But at the end of the day, the get is mochiach. So therefore, we're going to believe them. But to do with death, we're not going to believe them. Says the Gemara, Ibai lehu. So they're going to ask the following question: Bat chamiha, the daughter of the father-in-law, okay, which is not bat chamuta, but chamiha. Mahu, what's the halakha? Is she going to be believed or not? It's not bat chamuta, the sister-in-law. It's bat chamiha. So what's halakha? Tamad bat chamuta, the reasoning bat chamuta that she hates her is mishum dika ima desanyale, because since her mother hates her, so to hinami sanale. If the mother hates her, the daughter hates her. Right? It's natural. The mother hates her, the daughter hates her. So it makes sense. But here, there's no mother that hates her. Leka ima desanyale. Or Dilmar maybe tamad bat chamuta de amra kafla legirsana de ima. She's going to say she's eating everything that my mother's working. She's eating everything. Hachanam is so to hear. Kamna, she's saying, she's eating everything, right, that my father's leaving behind. Okay? Nasha is the father. Or Nasha could be Hamid. There's the whole thing over here. Okay? So he says, Tashema, we're going to try to bring a proof. It said in the Mishnah, everybody's permitted to testify about the death of the husband, except for 5 women. Vimita, now you're going to tell me there's an extra woman. So it's 6, it's not 5. You told me 5. So there will be an extra one, which is going to be 6. So answer the Gemara. Dilma ta'ama, maybe the reasoning is the bat chamota is damra, ka'achla legisana v'neshai, that she's eating, right, from everything that, right, that my father's leaving over. Lo shna bat chamota, lo shna bat chaniya. There's no difference between the daughter of the mother-in-law or the daughter of the father-in-law. It's the exact same thing. Meaning, if you're going because of the reasoning, there's no difference who it is. So ask the Gemara, 1 second. You told me in our Mishnah how many women were there? There were 5. It's written there's 7 wives, 7 women. That means there's 7 women which are not able to testify about this woman that her husband died. So the answer to the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda, the time was learned to write that Yevamos. Rabbi Yehuda holds you have to add on Eshet Av, which means a stepmother. Stepmother is also not believed. The Kala, what's Kala? The daughter-in-law. Yeah? Amrulo. So they went and they said, right, 1 second. Why? The wife of the husband is just like the daughter of the husband. It's the same thing. The Kala is because of the Chamuta. Is the exact same thing because of the mother-in-law. So Rabbi Yehuda says, Rabbi Yehuda, Bishtama Enes Chamuta, Stanya Lekala, the mother-in-law hates the daughter. The Amra, because she says, she's eating everything that's going to happen to me. Right? Why? Because the son is going to inherit the husband and not her. One more time. Who inherits a man? It's not the wife. It's the children. So therefore she hates the daughter-in-law because this daughter-in-law is anything that she's working is going to this daughter-in-law. So she hates her. Right? No, there is children. But because when the husband dies, who gets everything? The daughter-in-law.
You said just before that she just gets the ketubah.
No, but the daughter-in-law with the husband. Who gets everything? There's a man and a woman, right? The woman, the husband dies. Who gets all the inheritance?
Children.
The children. Who's the children? Her daughter-in-law and the husband. Her daughter-in-law and her son. So therefore, she's saying everything that I'm working for years and years and years are going to this woman. She hates the woman. She can't hate her son. She's not going to hate her son, even though the son is going to take everything. But she hates the woman because this woman is taking everything that I worked for my entire life. So she hates her. So he says, right? Right? So why is it that, right? Why is it then that the daughter-in-law hates the mother-in-law? I understand the daughter of the husband that she hates the Eshet, but she says, she's eating everything of of the mother, of her mother, which is the first wife. Why does she hate? Meaning the husband's wife. Sorry, the father's wife. What's the reasoning why he hates the daughter, right? The bataba, right? Which is basically, right? Why is it that the kala in the ishta'av is not the same? So he says, Ella, my mosi, tarte, but rather you're right. You have to add in another two, right? So therefore, since you're adding in another two, right? They're going to the other ones is going to be believed. So it comes out that Be'emet Rabbi Yehuda comes and he adds these two women that they're going to be prohibited to testify. So Ela Kala Ma'ita Malad. So why is it that the daughter-in-law hates the mother-in-law? To Megala Libna Kol De'avda. Because the mother-in-law tells the son everything that she's doing, right? And therefore, right, the wife feels like, what is this? You know, competition? What is this? It's my husband. Right? So he says, Eshet Av Nami Sani Lebataba. So the Eshet Av also hates the Bataba. Because she's telling her father everything that she's doing. Which means that the sin'ah of the Kala and the Eshet Av is for a completely different reason because of the sin'ah of the Chamot and Bataba. It's not because all of a sudden now she's eating the property or taking away something from her. It's because of like the revealing of secrets. And that's what they don't like. Okay? And according to the rabbis, what's the reason? It's not because of this reason. It's another reason. You know what the reason is? Kamaim panim lapani keleva adam la'adam. You know what that means? Kamaim hapanim lapani. Just like water, if I take a cup of water, obviously in a see-through cup, and I look at you, can I still see your face? Right? I look face to face, even though I'm looking through the water. Keleva adam la'adam, so through the heart of a human being tells the heart of another human being the same thing. Which means the fact that the mother-in-law hates the daughter-in-law hates the mother-in-law. Even though there's no real reason why the daughter-in-law hates the mother-in-law. It's just natural. Natural. It's a natural hatred. Why? According to Rabbi Yehuda, why did he need reason? According to Rabbi Yehuda, he was reason fine. The mother-in-law to the daughter-in-law, we already saw the reason. But even the daughter-in-law to the mother-in-law, we have to find a reason. Why didn't you just say this pasuk? Rabbi Yehuda holds Torah ketiv. This pasuk is talking about between the Torah and Lomdea. What does that mean? That just like the water comes and it puts the image right through it, so too the lev and the yigya that a person comes and he starts learning, it comes and it's put on top of the lev adam. And therefore, if a person's yagya b'Torah, ha-Torah nechretet b'libo. The Torah comes and it goes mamash inside of his heart. That's going on the Torah, and when you learn the Torah. Fine. Next, the Gemara said, the Mishnah said, mother. Amar Rabba Baravia, Baya b'Ma'arav. Right? They asked in Eretz Yisrael, Hamotah haba'a le'achar mikan mahu. What happens if it wasn't the real mother-in-law? It was a mother-in-law that came later on. What does that mean? Right? That it's not by natural. It came later on, which means, right, the mother of the Yevamos Isha, that's a Ema Yavam Shel Isha, right? Which means that it's going to become Chamotah in the case of Yibum. What's halacha? Right? What is the halacha? Is there also hatred or not? So we're talking about the Em Achibala Mina Av, right? It's the Achibala, right? It's basically the brother. It's the It basically comes from another. It wasn't the real. It wasn't the real mother.
Wow.
So min maska daita the meet bal v'nafla. Do we come and we say that the husband will die, and then she'll fall in front of the boom, in front of the Yavam, which is her own son, and therefore it's going to become her kala, the sanyala, and therefore she hates her, right? Already in the future, basically, right? Or no, or maybe no, maybe we're not going to say that. So she doesn't hate her, and she believes that she come and testify in her.
Brilliant.
117b says the Gemara Tashema. We're going to try to bring a proof. Amelai, she says, met bali ve'achar kach met chami. What happens right now? A woman goes to Midiat Yam with her husband and her father-in-law. Yeah, and then she comes back and she says, the husband died, and then the father-in-law died. So now it comes out that she's permitted to get married, and her chamot, her mother-in-law, is permitted to get married. Tina Sevet talks to ketubah. She's allowed to get married. She could take her ketubah, but chamotah surah. But the mother-in-law is permitted to get married.
So,
My tama, what's the reasoning? Chamotah surah. Why is it? She's. What did I say?
that's the one.
Exactly. She's a surah. Sorry. What did I say? Oh, wait, but. So now says the Gemara, chamotah surah. Now why? My tama chamotah. Why is it prohibited for the mother-in-law to get married? Lam yishum dam is not because we say lo bala met velo chamim. We're not going to say what husband didn't die, father-in-law didn't die. So now one second, why is she saying it? Just like before we said that the mother-in-law wanted to put the daughter-in-law into trouble. Now it's opposite. The daughter-in-law is trying to put the mother-in-law into trouble. So for she's saying that the father-in-law died in order to get her into trouble. So says the Gemara, Sabra levatashata lo tetzara. But she's going to think that after the husband and the father-in-law will come, right, the chamot will not come to get me in trouble, right? Why? Because she's going to be so embarrassed that she got married being sued that basically, there's nothing that can happen. So therefore, the woman will come and say, you know what? You know what's happening. So therefore, what we're trying to say is, you see from here that even on a hatred in the future, right, she could still testify falsely, even though also it's chamotah, which is coming afterwards. So answers the Gemara, no, there it's different. This kala yirgisha already tsa'ar of the mother-in-law. So therefore, since she already feels the hatred of the mother-in-law, she feels all this suffering from the mother-in-law, automatically there's hatred. On a future mother-in-law, she still doesn't feel it. So therefore, there's nothing there. Meaning only on something which is coming in the future, there's still nothing there. It's only something right now. Okay? Says the Mishnah. Mishnah, if you got it bet, line it up. Today we did already, there's the second or third Mishnah, no? Yeah, there's the third Mishnah, and now we're going to have the fourth one also on the bottom of the page. Says the Mishnah, one witness says, met v'niset. Imagine one witness comes and he says the husband died. She gets married. And then another one comes and he says, lo met, he didn't die. She doesn't go out. Because the fact that she already got married, she doesn't go out. Okay? What happens if there's one witness that says that he died, and then two witnesses said he didn't die? So he says, even though she already got married, that's it. She has to get divorced. Yeah, she has to get out from the second husband. What happens if two of them say that he died, and one says he didn't die, even though she didn't get married? Tina says she's allowed to get married. Why? Because here you have two witnesses that said that he died. There's only one that said he died, and you believe the two and not one. She's allowed to get married even though she didn't get married. Says the Gemara Tama, he said the reason is because she got married. Halon, he said, but if she didn't get married and it was one against one, yeah. So he says, Tina says she shouldn't get married. The Amarula says, whenever the Torah believes one witness, it's considered two. So that means the second that you believe the one, he becomes two. So if the one later on comes and says that he didn't die, that one is going against two, even though it's only one. But we believe the first one like two. So therefore, why can't she get married afterwards? So this is what it means to say. One witness says that he died. And they went and they permitted him to get married. One of them comes and he says that she didn't die. She doesn't go up from the first heter, which means the first heter is still valid, and therefore she can still get married even though she didn't get married yet. Next, two dots. One witness says that he died, and then two witnesses that he didn't die. So even if he got married, she has to get divorced. Shita, obviously, then right? The words of one person is going against two. Says what are we dealing with? We're talking about something which is pasul for edut, like Rabbi Nechemi. The time was learned to write that Rabbi Nechemi says, whenever the Torah comes and leaves you with one witness, we go up to the majority of the people. That's so we made like two women, which are like two women to do with one man. Like two witnesses with one man, which means we don't have to look into the rov deot and eduyot, right? As long as they're ksherim or psulim. That means just like ed echad, right? Just like the one ed is not considered hachasha is mevatel legam leeduto, even though he's an ed kasher and they're psulot. So the same thing, we're going to go after rov deot, and afterwards they're going to come, they're going to say lomet. We go after rov deot. We always believe the last ones, and so even if she did get married, she shouldn't get divorced. You can answer, if there was one witness that came at the beginning that was kasher, even if women, even if 100 women come afterwards, they're all considered one. Who came first? There wasn't a kosher in. It was a woman that came from the beginning. This is the way that we were going to answer the Chenya says, if the Torah is going to permit, it's going to believe one witness, we go up to the majority of the teot. So they made the two women go against one woman, like two men going against one man. But but two women go against one man, it's like half and half. We don't say that one's believe more than the other, because it's two women against one man, but it's half and half. That's the way that we consider it. Okay? Very good. Next. Yeah? Shnaim only met. Two people come and they say, met. Maika mashmalan, and then one person says, lo met. So it says, when we deal with if Sulei Dutan and the that's better of deot. So it's the same thing. If you're going to tell me that right now, what happened? You had two witnesses say that he died, and one witness said that he didn't die. So even though she didn't get married, she's still allowed to get married, obviously. So right, what's a chidush? So answer the obviously we're talking about Sulei Dut. So then that's like the Nechemia. We already learned the Nechemia. So says no. I would have thought to say Kazil, but when we go up to the majority of deot, only lechumra, but not lekula. Because here we're going lekula that she can still get married, and we have rov deot, you have two against one. Kamashmalan comes teach you that we are going also lekula, that she can still get married even though she didn't get married. Next Mishnah, last Mishnah on the page, and with this we're going to finish. Kuf Yudzayin Amud Bet on the bottom, right? Achat omeret met, v'achat omeret lo met. What happens if you have two women that they are tzarot, they are co-wives? They come back from Dinat Yam, they both went on a honeymoon with their husband, they both went on a trip, and they both come back, and one of them says the husband died, one of them says he did not die. So Zusha Omer met, the one that said that he died, Tina says she's allowed to get married again. So she can take the ketubah. The Zusha Omer lo met, but the one that says that she didn't die, look, that she's not allowed to get married, and she's not allowed to get the ketubah.
To say that he's
what happens if they both say that he died? But one of them said that he died a natural death, and one of them said he was killed. Rabbi says, the fact that they're both contradictory, they're contradictory testimonies, even though they both say that he died, but it doesn't matter. It's contradictory. How did he die? They're not allowed to get married. Both of them are not allowed to get married. Since they both agree that he's dead, so they're both allowed to get married. One of them says, Echad says met, right? One of them says lo met, which means that there was still not a psak in bed. One witness came and said the husband died. Another woman didn't come. They didn't give the psak yet. Yes, she could get married. It was before the psak did. One witness came in, the guy died. The guy didn't die. So that's the problem. So Yishal met. Now the wife says met that he did die. There's another case. The wife says, right, that the husband died, and then before the other wife comes and says, it's not a wife, it's a different woman. One woman comes and he says that he died, one woman comes and says he didn't die. Right? Yeah, we're talking about like an Isha minute, metabal. And before they give the psak, another woman comes and says, lo met. She's not allowed to get married. Then we'll continue the Gemara on Sunday morning.